This is a situation of crisis for many individuals and many families. So our Forward Ohio plan seeks to do four very important things: helping small businesses compete and expand. We know as government officials that the private sector creates most of the jobs, and that, however, we have a moral and fiduciary obligation to create the right environments to help the private sector create those jobs. You know, former Labor Secretary Robert Reich talked about the crisis that we have, that there is a need in this country that in order to keep up with population, we need to create 125,000 jobs per month. We know today that that is not happening, and that is why it is imperative that government steps in and that we do our part to make sure that no family and no child is left behind for want of a job. Secondly, our Forward Ohio plans positions Ohio's economy for growth, creating pathways to employment, and our last major point is stabilize and revitalize our communities.
This piece of legislation is a gumbo, if you will, Mr. Morial, where we combined a number of different parts of pieces of legislation that have been put forth or have been thought of before. So, for instance, we took ideas from the Buckeye Institute, which is a conservative organization. We took ideas from Greater Ohio, and we took ideas from the Center for Community Solutions. And so the product of that, for instance, with helping small businesses compete and expand, is a small business microloan program that is part of this legislation. Also an expansion of the bonding capacity that's provided for smaller businesses from $1 million to $2 million. With respect to positioning Ohio for growth, we have an infrastructure development loan program and a tax credit for broadband development. As many of you know, poorer areas of Ohio, both Appalachian and also urban areas, don't have access to broadband communication. So in order to prepare these communities for the future, we've made that an integral part of this piece of legislation.